Jody Mango, yeah!
Good day! Hope you are doing fine. Now, we are on the third episode of our series, Mathaya. And in here, we will discuss about multiplication and division. Similar to addition and subtraction, this process is used not only in math, but also in real life. It can be used for money, food, resources, and also people. For starters, multiplication basically came from the root word multiply, meaning you make copies or multiple copies, while division came from the root word divide. Before you can understand multiplication and division, you should be able to know about addition and subtraction first. You can watch or read episode 2 of Mathaya in my channel or website to learn more about this. It also has an update or learning about counting. So, how does one multiply? Let's take for example we have one coin. If we duplicate it, meaning we make it into two copies, this one coin will become 2 coins. Let's take again this similar coin and we triplicate it, or we make it into 3 copies. So now we have 1, 2, 3 coins. Again, we use that same coin and we quadruplicate it or make 4 copies. So we check it will have 1 copy, 2 copy, 3, and 4 coins. So what we did here was basically multiply the coin. Here, we multiply it 2 times, multiply it 3 times, and then multiply it 4 times. So that's what we did. You can also rewrite it in an addition format. For example, we have 1 coin plus 1 coin, we'll have 2 coins here. 1 coin, 1 coin. Here, 1 coin plus 1 coin plus 1 coin will have 3 coins. And if we quadruplicate it, we have 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin. So, basically, what happened here is we have 2 set of coins, 3 set of coins, and 4 set of coins. When we did the duplication or triplicate or quadruplicate or multiplication of these coins. Now, let's use 2 coins. If we duplicate these 2 coins, we will have 4 coins. So, 2 coins. Now, if it's these 2 coins, we triplicate it or 3 copies, we'll have 6 coins. So, 1, 2, 3 copies. If these 2 coins again, we quadruplicate it. So, 4 copies. So, 1 copy, 2 copy, 3 copy, 4 copies. As you can see. If you write it again, it becomes 2 coins plus 2 coins equals 4 coins. Okay, this can be shown like this, or it can be rewritten in this format. 2 coins times 2 equals 4 coins. So this one, this symbol, this X, usually call it times symbol. It is used to indicate that multiplication is to be done to the numbers. So basically, we multiplied the 2 coins by 2. Since we duplicate it, so basically we had 2 copies. For this one, 2 coins plus 2 coins plus 2 coins is equal 6 coins. Same here. It can also be written as 2 coins times 3. Since we made it 3 copies, which is equal to 6 coins. And this one, we have 2 coins, 2 coins, 2 coins to 8 coins. It can also be written as 2 coins times 4 or 8 coins. So basically, what we did was, for duplicate, we multiplied it by 2. For triplicate, multiply by 3. And quadruplicate, multiply it by 4. So what we did was, basically, multiplication, or as you can see here, multiple addition. See? Multiple addition. Addition of 2 numbers here, addition of 3 numbers, addition of 4 numbers. Which basically ends also the same end result. 4 coins, 6 coins, and 8 coins. We can do multiplication of this 1 and 2 coins for 5 times, 6 times, or higher, but it will be longer. So to simplify, similar to addition, here you have the addition table. We will also create the multiplication table. As you can see here, it only has numbers 1 to 9. Now, you may ask why 0 is not included. Well, it is because, similar to addition, if we add here in the addition table, you do not see 0 because if you add 0 to any number, it will result to that number. For multiplication, if you multiply 0 to any number, the answer will be 0. So basically, if you multiply nothing to anything, it will result to nothing. So similar also in life. So if, for example, you say that you did multiple things, but what you did is basically amounts to nothing. So in the end, you will result into nothing. So basically, that's also the same. So you can see here in this table, I have highlighted these diagonal numbers here. So these diagonal numbers represent the squares for numbers 1 to 9. Why squares? Because it's basically the number multiplied by itself. So here we have 1 times 1 will be 1, 2 times 2 will be 4, 3 times 3 will be 9, 4 times 4 will be 16, 5 times 5 is 25, 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, 8 times 8 is 64, and 9 times 9 is 81. So that's what you call the squares of the numbers. So I'll give you some tips so that you can basically memorize the multiplication table easier. You can see here that any number, here 1 to 9, if you now multiply it by 1, so 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times 1 is 3, times 4, times 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, it always results to the number. So basically, it's much easier for you. So any number multiplied by 1 will always be equal to 1. To the number, I mean. Now, for the 9, you can see here that if you add the two digits, here for example, 9, since it's alone, it's 9. 1 plus 8 will always be is 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. 6 and 3 is 9, 7 and 2 is 9, 8 and 1 is 9. So basically, for numbers 1 to 9 multiplied by 9, or any number multiplied by 9, it will always result to the digits. If you sum the digits, it will result to 9. And just another tip, if you see here, 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18. You can see here that the tens digit for 9 times 1 is 0. So, and then for 9 times 2, it's 1, the tens digit. 9 times 3 is 2. So, you can already make a pattern that if 9 multiplied by 1 to 9, it will always be the number minus 1. So, basically here. So, 1 minus 0 is 0. That's why it's here 0. The tens place is 0, then 9. Then, 2 minus 1 is 1. That's why here the tens place is 1. Then, you know already that it should be 9. So, it should be 8 here. 1 and 8, 2 and 7. So basically that, just a tip only. So let's try multiplying numbers. For example, we have 5 times 7. If you forgot, here's the multiplication table. So let's see here, what's 5 times 7? So let's have 5 times 7 is 35. So we know that the answer will be 35. Another example, 8 times 6. We multiply 8 times 6 is 48. So now we know that the answer is 48. Let's do another one, 10 times 6. You can see here, you do not have 10. So what do? Yeah, here's a tip. You can do is multiply only the non-zero numbers. For example, here, 6 and 1 only. You disregard the 0. So 6 and 1, you multiply it. You remember, a number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. So it will become 6. And then afterwards, you copy the 0. See? Okay. And the answer will become 60. And here, let's, for example, 40 times 5. Do the same. You disregard first the 0. And then multiply the non-zero number. So 4 times 5 is, if you see here, 4 times 5 is 20. So you put 20 and then add the 0. That's why there's another 0 here. Now let's multiply 38 times 5. Now similar to addition, you can do multiplication by parts. So basically you separate it, you expand it. So 38 can be expanded to 30 and 8. If you do not know why this is possible, you should watch my video again, addition and subtraction. It also has explanation why this is possible. Okay, let's continue. So since we expanded 38, 30 and 8, so 38 times 5 is also equal to 30 times 5, and 8 times 5, we add the multiplication of that. So multiply 8 times 5, that's 40, you check in the table, and 30 times 5, again, just look at the non-zero numbers, that's 3 and 5, you will get 15 and then 0, 150. So after that, as I said, you add this, so you add 190, it will be the answer. Now there's a similar thing that I do also. You can also do this the horizontal, and this one I will show you the vertical. So it's already written here, 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, then afterwards what you will do is you multiply again the tens naman. So 5 times 3. Okay, so first we do 5 times 8. So basically what we do is multiply only per digit, because you do not have here in the multiplication table for all. So you do it by digit. So 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 3 is 15. Now why is it here, placed here? Because this number, the 3, is already in the tens place. That's why your answer should be here in the tens place. Or you could just write, since this is already in the tens place, it's also the same as 150, but I did not write it. Just basically you just move the positioning of the answer here. So that's why it's the ones here is placed at the tens of the previous number, so that afterwards you will add it, then you will result into the answer 190. So same. So that's how you do multiplication for these numbers. So you can notice here, if you see, we have here 6, multiply it to the same number, but we use a higher number, so it will also result to a higher number. So here 46, 48 and 16. For example, here use both 5 and the answer is 150 and 40. Or here 5 and 40, 5 and 38. You can see since 40 is higher, the answer is always higher. So the same is true in life. So that's why people want higher rates or higher multiplier, because they could get more. So that's why if you multiply your doing what you are doing to a higher degree, basically you will achieve more. Okay. Let's do additional multiplication. So let's always remember this multiplication table. Now let's try to multiply 238 times 6. So like what we did earlier, we can separate it like this one. So 200 times 6 plus 30 times 6 and 8 times 6. So 8 times 6 is 48 from the table. So here 3 times 6, 18, then add 0. That's why it's 180. And here again, disregard the zeros. 6 times 2 is 12, then add the 2 zeros. That's 1,200. Now what we will do is add this one. We result to 1,428. Okay. Now let's try doing the vertical approach. So vertical approach, again we do multiply first the first digit. So 8 times 6 will be 48. 6 times 3 is 18, but you place it here along the tens digit. Here we're already in the hundreds digit, so we should know that we should place the answer in the hundreds digit. So 6 times 2 is 12. So here, place it here. So what do you do? Add again. So 8, do not have any here. So we put 8, then 8, 4 is 12, raised to 1, become 4. So you basically we have here. So 8, 4 plus 8 is 12, 2 raised to 1, 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. So 428, then add the 1. So 1,428. You basically had the same answer again. So that's why I'm showing you this method, because you can use any of this method if you want. It depends on you. Now let's try here again. So the multiplication table for multiplying 2-digit numbers. Basically, like I told you earlier, you can still do the expansion like this one. So 30 times 7, 8 times 7, 30 times 40, and 8 times 40. You see what I did? First, multiply this one, separated the upper portion, 30 and 8, and then separate it also 7 and 14. Okay, it will be longer in the expanded version. So multiply 8 times 4 is 320. Why? 8 times 4 is 32. Then add the 0. 20. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus the 2 zeros, it's 1200. 8 times 7 will be 56. And then 7 times 3 is 21. Then add the 0. That's 210. Again, what you do? You add all these numbers and it will result to 1786. If you are having a hard time, you can add it conventionally, like what I showed in the addition and subtraction video. So that's why you need to know how to add first before you can even multiply. Let's try doing it in the vertical method again. So what we do, first multiply these numbers. So 8 times 7 is here, 56. Then 7 times 3 is 21. So you place it in the tens position. Now next is 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Now you can see here, it's also in the tens position. Why? Because the 4 is already in the tens position. That's why you place it on the tens position, not on the ones position. Then afterwards, multiply 4 and 3, which is 12. Put it in the hundreds position. Why did I move it into the hundreds position? Because that will be tens and tens. So 2 tens. That's why you move it again. Okay, you move it again to the that's why it's already in the hundreds position. Then afterwards, you add them. The answer will be this one. So 61786. Okay, so I just shortcut it. If you do not know how to add, just remember my previous video, or you can do the addition yourself. But you should basically arrive at these answers. Now let's go to division. For example, we have 2 coins. If we divide it by 2, so when we say divide, it means that we separate it into equal portions. So returning, if we divide these 2 coins, so we'll have 1 coin and another 1 coin. Basically, it's equal. Both are 1. Let's have 3 coins. If we have 3 coins, we divide it by 3, separate it also in equal portions. So basically 1, 2, 3. So 1, 1, 1 also. The other one, we have 4 coins again. If we have 4 coins, if we divide it by 4, same thing, it will also be also 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin. It can also be rewritten as like this one. 2 coins, 1 coin and 1 coin is the one portion, this is the other portion. 1 coin and 1 coin. For this one, the 3 coins, we divide it into 3 equal portions. That's why it's 1, 2, 3. 1 coin and 1 coin, 1 coin. So that's the 3 different portions of it. And then for 4 coins, we have here in a subtraction format 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin. So we have 4 coins also, but we divide it into 4. That's why 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin. Basically, it's that. If you remember, for multiplication, it's the opposite. If we duplicate it from 1 coin, it becomes 2 coins. But from here one, from 2 coins, if we divide it by 2, it will have 1 coin. Basically, it's reverse. Division is reverse of multiplication. So let's have another example. For example, we have 4 coins and we divide it by 2. So the 2 coins, we divide by 2. This is the first portion. And this is the second portion. Now we have 2 coins each per portion. We have here 6 coins. We divide it by 3. We have first portion, second portion, and then the third portion. So all of which have 2 coins. For 8 coins, we divide it by 4. So first portion, second portion, third portion, and fourth portion. You can see also that they have 2 coins per portion. So you can be rewritten here, or like this one, this another symbol for division. So basically, you can see here is the division symbol, or I usually call it divide. So what we did is 4 coins divided by 2. That's why it yielded to 2 coins. 6 coins minus 2 coins minus 2 coins, 2 coins. So it can be also written as here 6 coins divided by 3. Here, divide by 3. 2 coins and 8 coins. You have 4 portions here. 1, 2, 3, 4 portions. That has 2 coins each. So 8 coins divided by 4 equals 2 coins. So basically, division is multiple subtraction of equal portions. Remember, it should be equal. Because if it's not equal, if you do division, you did not do a proper division. What you did was approximate only. So, not the actual division. Now, since division is reverse of multiplication, we should remember this table again. Or we can call it here, the multiplication or division table. Now, since you do not see 0 here, same as in the multiplication, in division, 0 divided by any number is 0, since nothing will always be nothing no matter how many times you divide it. But you cannot divide any number to 0, since how can you even divide nothing to equal parts? Basically, it's very confusing. So basically in math, you do not do that, or you do higher degree of mathematics, which is not my forte. So we'll just stop here. So I just want to give another pointer. As you can see here, what you will do here is basically a reverse of what you did in the multiplication. For multiplication, what you did is 2 times 2 is 4. But for this one, for example, you want to find 12 divided by 6. The answer is 2. 21 divided by 3. The answer is 7. So basically what you did, it was reverse of the multiplication. That's why it's still, you need to know here. So what you can see here, for example, since you know that any number multiplied by 1 will be the number itself, so any number divided by 1 will also be the number itself. As you can see here, 1 divided by 1 will be 1. 2 divided by 1 will be 2. 3 divided by 1 will be 3. See? Or you can look at it here. 4 divided by 1 will be 4. So basically, any number divided or multiplied by 1 will always be equal to the number. Let's do some divisions. So we do here 35 divided by 7. Basically, you must have forgotten, so just look here. Where's 35? Oh, here. Here's 35. And it says divide by 7. 35 divided by 7 will be 5. And now the answer. 48 divided by 6. We look for 48. Oh, here. Here's 48. 48 divided by 6 is equal to, as here, 8. So the answer is 8. So another one. 60 divided by 6. So if you remembered, in multiplication, what we did was, for example, 10 times 6 or 60 times 6, what you do is, you just multiply the non-zero numbers. Here, you also do the same. So basically, you divide the non-zero numbers and then just copy the 0. So for example, we can do 6 divided by 6, which is equal to 1. So 1, then you add the 0. That's why it's 10. Now let's do another one. 200 divided by 5. You can see that 20 can be seen here. So 20 divided by 5 will be 4. So you just do 20 divided by 5, that's 4, then add the 0, it's 40. So here's some division we did for only one number. So basically, it's just the reverse. You can see here. This is what I told you earlier. 10 times 6, you just multiply, then add the 0. So here, you just divide, then add the 0. Same. But if you can only see this here, why? Because for example, we have here this question, 190 divided by 5. You might try finding 19 here, but no matter how hard you look, it will not be there. So what you will do, if you will do this method, it's not possible. You will have different answers and you will just be confusing yourself. So what do we do? We're now stuck. So this equation can also be rewritten as this one. So 190 divided by 5. So why do we do that? Because it's easier to do the division process like this, as you will see in this process. So what we'll do is simple. As I told earlier, we disregard first the 0, or for easier purposes or for easier learning, what we'll do is you can see here in the table, it always has what? 2 digits. Even 9 times 9 is 2 digits. So what we will do is look for the 2 digits first here. Okay, so 2 digits starting from the left. And usually in multiplication or addition, we usually do it starting from the right. But for division, is the only one that we will use starting from the left. So as I said here, we start from 2 digits. So we look first for 19. Since we cannot find 19, we look for the number closest to 19, which is can be divided by 5. So we look here for 5. So 5 is too small, 10, 15, 20. So you can look 15 or 20, but 20 is higher. It's not possible. So what we use is 15. So for that, 3. Since 3 times 5 is 15. So what you do, 3 times 5 is 15. That's why you use 3 here. Because if you use 4, you will have 20 here. And it will be, like I said in my subtraction video, it's not possible. You will do borrowing, but you cannot borrow anymore because here you do not have another number here. So that's why only the lower number, choose the lower, which is 15. That's why you put here 3. Then 3 times 15 is 3 times 5 is 15. Then what you do, subtraction. So 19 minus 15 will be equal to 4. Then copy the 0. 40. Afterwards, you look again the table. Find for 40. Oh, here's the 40. And it's partnered with 8. So since it's partnered with 8, here, you can write 8 here. So 8 times 5 is 40. 40 minus 40 is 0. So now we know that 190 divided by 5 is 38. If you want to check if your answer is correct, you can do the multiplication. 8 times 5, you will basically arrive, the 38 times 5 will basically arrive at 190. You could check it for yourself. So for example, we have another here, 1428 divided by 6. What we will do, rewrite it here again. Then 40, similar to what we did here, look for the 2 digits, that's 14. Look for the closest. For 6, that's 12. And 12, it's 2. So you put 2 here at the top. 2 times 6 is 12. 14 minus 12 is 2. Then add the 2, 22. You look for 22 here. Closest is 18. That's 3. The table. So put here 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Subtract 18 from 22. We'll have 4. Then bring down 8. Now the 48. Look at also the table again for the 6. And you see here. It's 8. So 238. Then 8 times 6 is 48. So the answer will be 0. 48 minus 48 is 0. Then now you know that 1428 divided by 6 is 238. To check also, you can try multiplying it if it's correct. So basically, you're checking for division is multiplication, or checking for multiplication is multiple addition. That's how you do it. Then you're checking for addition is counting. Count for yourself. Now let's try to do another division. So 1428 divided by 5. So we just removed here 6 before I just changed it to 5. What will happen? So we change it here also. So look again for 14. The closest here will be 10. So use 2. Put 2 here. Then 2 times 5 is 10. So 14 minus 10 will be 4. Then moving down to 42. You look again for 42. For 5. Closest will be this one. 40. So basically you use 8. So 42 minus 40 will be 2. Then bring down 8. Then you look again here. The closest will be 25. So you put here 5. 5 times 5, 25. Subtract 8. You will have 3. Now what do you do? So you just, for now, we will end here. So what will happen is, you will have the answer 285, R here stands for remainder. So you have a remainder of 3. So this happens when the number is not divisible or it cannot be fully divided. There's a spare part, there's a remainder. So same also, for example, you have 8 slices of pizza and you are 3 in the group. So one person will have a remainder or an extra. And that's what happens also in real life. Let's do an example again. For example, we divide a number with 2 digits. Again, we rewrite it as this one. So as you can see, it's not written here, table for 47. How can you do that? So you have 2 options. One option is you try writing any number here. You basically guess the number. Or the other option, you create a table for that. For up to 9 only. Why up to 9 only? You cannot put here 10, 11, 12. You usually put, as what we have done earlier, only the numbers 1 to 9. So you just need to have this table for them. So now, what we will do, you can check here, 17 is not possible. Then after 17, you do 178. Remember, we do the division starting from the left. So you find 178 here in our table. The closest one is this, 141. And it says here that you should put 3 here. 47 times 3 is 141. So 3, then 141. You subtract it. 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. So 37 plus the 6 is 376. Then you find again, where's 376? Oh, here. Exactly, 376. That's 47 times 8. So you put 8 here, and then 8 times 47 is 376. Less it will have 0. So basically, now you know that 1786 divided by 47 will be equal to 38. We did division already of 2 higher numbers. So this is just one of my techniques, or as I told you, you can do the guessing, but it's up to you which works for you better. Now, let's have a summary of what we learned. So we learned that multiplication is basically multiplying a number, and basically it's a multiple addition by itself. So you add the numbers by itself multiple times depending on what number you multiply it. For example, 5 times 2, we add 5 to itself 2 times, so 5 plus 5. Okay, now for division, we learned that division came from the root word divide, and that it's basically separation in equal portions. You separate the number or the item in equal portions. Let's remember, it should be equal portions. Okay, or basically it's multiple subtraction, via multiple subtraction, so that you can get the answer. Or if it's not really equal, what you will have is a remainder, like what happened in one of our examples. So basically, we also learned about this, the multiplication and division table for the numbers 1 to 9, okay, which is very useful, as you can see at what we did in the videos or the earlier examples that we did. So that's it. That's all for Mathaya. Hope you learned something in this short video, and if you like it, please leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, you can check my Facebook page, or you can also message me through my website, which will be written on the description of this video. Thank you, and remember to always smile.
Joe, 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 Joe the mango, yeah!